This is the review of the Excelvan 100 WM Pocket DLP home cinema projector. As you can see, this is the projector here. It's kind of small, about the size of a cell phone. I put it on my own tripod. It does come with a tripod. That's this thing. It's a little small. I mean, it works, but you really got to balance it on there, or it's liable to fall off. It comes with its own little carrying case there. It comes with like 6 different languages with instructions here. This is all in English. Covers everything you need to know. It's got the power cord for it to charge it. And you really need to use this because you can see how long this is. That's like double or almost double what a normal mini USB plug is. Because the way this is built and the way this goes in here, it kind of sits back in there. And a normal one doesn't really fit back in there, so you almost have to use this. You might not have to use this actual plug. You might be able to use something else besides that, but you have to use this or it won't charge it. And this thing is small, but it needs to charge almost overnight to get a full charge, or it just doesn't last. So I put a USB port in here, so I could add a wireless, it's called an air mouse, and a keyboard. You could use just a regular full-size keyboard mouse if you got one. Makes it a little easier. So like to turn this thing on, you got the on and off switch here. So you pull this thing back and hold it for a few seconds. You can hear it come on. And then you gotta wait a second for the light to actually come on. So as it's coming on, you can see the controls on top. Those will light up. They'll turn blue. Oops, it didn't light up. So I didn't hold it long enough. You can see the blue lights come on the back here. And you can see it's starting up here. So you can adjust this. There is a switch on the front side here, a little wheel to adjust the vision here, to fine tune it, to make it a little easier to see. So you gotta wait for this thing to boot up, warm up a little. So you can see on the one side, you have a mini HDMI port. You have a card for the SD card. This is your USB port. This is the mini charge. This is where you charge it. This is the on and off. So you push this all the way forward to turn it off. Hold it back for a few seconds to turn it on. And then when you're not using it, you should keep it in the middle. So you turn it off, slide it back to the middle when it's off. That's also where you charge it at. This LED light comes on, turns red while it's charging. I let it charge overnight because it takes that long. That'll eventually go out when it's charged. So you can see the front of it, you can see the light on there. You can see it finally came up. So it's got a really nice looking display. It's got everything you want up here to start with. It's like any Android TV box, if you've ever seen one. If you've ever had Kodi before, that's a good program to cable cut. And you start watching all your shows and stuff through there. If you know how to set it up, you can actually use YouTube to look all that stuff up. So the first thing you should probably do when you come in here is go into the settings. Oops. Go into the settings and go into the Wi-Fi. Because that's what you need to set up. You can see I'm already connected. But you go into there and you pick your Wi-Fi and put in your password if you have one. You can also go down here and turn your Bluetooth on, set up VPN, create a portable hotspot. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with this. As you can see, might be a little hard to see. See the keyboard or the buttons all turn blue. You can set up your display, change the sound. You go into advanced, change the date and time on this. You can see I got the date and time up there set. You can pick whether you're Eastern, Southern, or Western, Central, Pacific, wherever you are. And then you can go back up to the different things here, and you got the smart apps. So you got all these different apps already installed here. If you want to use any of these, test on here. You can use that to connect to your cell phone and send stuff or display stuff off your cell phone through this. You got Kodi again, you got Gmail, Facebook. You also have the Play Store, so you can go down and download more apps if you want to. There's just a ton of stuff in here. You want to surf the internet. You also have the App Center, which already has some of this stuff set up, and you can manage them and change and delete stuff from there. Like I said, if you've ever used Kodi, you can do Skype, Twitter. I'll show you Kodi here for a second. I already have it set up. I'm in the US. I did the US build. You can do all kinds of builds from across the world and set up whatever or wherever you are. So you can see I got movies and TV shows and network TVs and premium shows and live TV, US sports, live sports. So a little everything. You can get stuff for kids, stuff for adults. Set up your favorites. You get with the weather forecasting. I did notice the Wi-Fi on this is a little slow. I know it's not my Wi-Fi. Everything here works good. So it's got to be this. I have done a test on it using one of the apps that I have on here, and it is a little on the slow side, so it does take time. So if you're downloading something big or trying to really like do a movie, something like that, it might buffer a little. Yeah, I do have little problems getting this to go off of here. I don't know if it's too big for this. There we go. Yeah, I see I can use my mouse on here. If I use this, I can move the mouse. I can use a keyboard. So it's kind of nice to have this mouse on here instead of pushing these buttons on the back of this. It's a little easier to move this mouse and then have this keyboard. So I don't know, you want to do whatever we got on here, I don't know. Guess it doesn't like that mouse too much. Let's try this using the buttons. There we go. Yeah, see how it's buffering now? So the Wi-Fi on this is a little slow. The sound on this is a little slow also, a little low. If you can hear the sound on this. You can turn that up a little bit more, but you might really want to do an external speaker on this to boost it up if you're going to have more people or a bigger room. I mean, the overall picture of this is pretty good. I know I have all the lights on. Let me see if I can turn these lights off. And I also have my light on showing this. There, that's better. That's without any lights on. So you can see that a little better. So you can see it's buffering again. Sorry, I don't have a SD card in here. I wanted to see how that would play. But it's a really good picture. You know, I probably have this at about 40 inches right now. I know you can pull this back and go bigger. You know, you can see even, you know, about 100 inches or so. It's pretty good. So overall, I really like this. This is a really nice projector. Sound could be a little better, Wi-Fi could be a little better, but overall, for being a pocket size, the size of your phone, really portable, this is really nice.